Today, an eerie quiet has fallen over Yellowstone National Park. The vast, wild expanse that usually teems with life and energy now feels almost otherworldly, as if time itself has paused. The golden light of dawn reveals a landscape untouched, undisturbed, and strangely silent. The usual sounds of autumn, the bugling of elk echoing through the valleys, the laughter and footsteps of visitors exploring the trails are gone, replaced by an unsettling stillness that blankets the park. Even the wind seems to move more softly, as if respecting the gravity of the moment. On this October morning, the park's entrance gates are shut tight. Barricades block the familiar roads, and rangers stand watch, turning away the confused and the curious. The sense of anticipation is palpable, as if everyone is waiting for news or for something to break the silence. Yellowstone, which welcomes millions of visitors from around the world each year, is now a forbidden zone. The bustling visitor centers, once filled with excited chatter and the click of cameras, now stand empty and abandoned. This isn't due to wildfire, nor is it the result of a government shutdown. Instead, the cause is something far deeper and more mysterious, an unprecedented seismic threat that has scientists on high alert. A joint statement from the U.S. Geological Survey and the National Park Service has announced the park's immediate and indefinite closure. The decision was made swiftly with public safety as the top priority. The cause, significant anomalous seismic activity, not from the famous Yellowstone caldera, but from a powerful geological feature just south of the park, the Teton Fault. This fault, long overshadowed by Yellowstone's volcanic reputation, is now at the center of scientific concern. For the first time in modern history, Yellowstone has been evacuated due to a seismic threat. Families, tourists, and park staff have all been asked to leave, sending ripples of anxiety and uncertainty far beyond the park's borders. The world is watching, waiting for updates. The ground beneath this iconic wilderness is moving in ways never seen before, and scientists are deeply concerned. Every tremor, every shift in the earth is being closely monitored as experts race to understand what might happen next. The closure is a measure of extreme caution, a stark reminder that Yellowstone sits atop one of the planet's largest and most active volcanic systems. In this moment of unprecedented silence, the world is reminded of the raw, unpredictable power that lies beneath Yellowstone's breathtaking beauty. The Grand Teton Fault is the force behind one of North America's most dramatic and awe-inspiring landscapes. Stretching across the western edge of Wyoming, this fault line is responsible for the breathtaking rise of the Teton Range, a jagged wall of granite that towers above the Jackson Hole Valley. Over millions of years, the relentless movement of the Earth has shaped this region into a place of both beauty and danger. This 40-mile rupture has pushed the Teton Range skyward in violent, episodic jerks, earthquakes that reshape the land in an instant. Each seismic event leaves behind scars on the landscape, visible in the steep cliffs and fault scarps that mark the boundary between mountain and valley. These sudden uplifts are reminders of the immense power locked beneath the surface. Scientists have long known the Teton Fault could produce a major quake, up to magnitude 7.5. Such an event would be catastrophic, with the potential to alter the region's topography and threaten communities for miles around. The fault is closely monitored, as even minor tremors can be harbingers of something much larger. Trouble began quietly. Over 72 hours, a swarm of tremors escalated rapidly. What started as faint, almost imperceptible shakes soon became a persistent rumble, drawing the attention of both scientists and local residents. The ground seemed restless, as if warning of what was to come. Then, a magnitude 5.9 quake struck near Jackson, Wyoming, rattling windows and nerves. The sudden jolt sent shockwaves through the community, toppling items from shelves and sending people scrambling for safety. For many, it was a stark reminder of the region's volatile geology. Vigorous aftershocks followed, some above magnitude 4.5, migrating north along the fault toward Yellowstone. Each aftershock added to the tension, both in the earth and among those watching the unfolding crisis. The pattern of these quakes was unusual and deeply concerning. This pattern alarmed the U.S. Geological Survey. It suggests stress is transferring along the fault, raising the risk of a larger rupture. The possibility of a major earthquake loomed, prompting urgent analysis and heightened alert across the region. The Teton Fault and Yellowstone Supervolcano are geologically linked. The immense magma chamber beneath Yellowstone creates stress on the surrounding crust. This interconnectedness means that activity on one fault can influence the other, amplifying the potential for disaster. A major quake on the Teton Fault could disturb this delicate system, potentially triggering hydrothermal explosions or worse. The balance between earth, water, and fire in Yellowstone is fragile, and a significant seismic event could tip the scales in unpredictable ways. Scientists compare it to shaking a carbonated bottle. One violent jolt could change everything. The pressure beneath Yellowstone is immense, and a sudden shock could unleash forces that have been building for centuries. This interplay of forces has prompted the swift, decisive response. Emergency teams mobilized, scientists worked around the clock, and communities braced for what might come next. The world watched, reminded once again of the raw power that lies beneath our feet. Monitoring the Yellowstone Teton region is a 24/7 operation, led by the Yellowstone Volcano Observatory, a team from the U.S. Geological Survey and partner universities. Their mission: listen to the land's heartbeat using a network of seismometers and GPS stations scattered across the wilderness. These instruments detect even the slightest tremor and measure ground deformation with millimeter accuracy. Satellite radar provides detailed maps of surface changes, while gas emissions from geysers are analyzed for signs of magmatic shifts. The region's complexity, volcano and fault zone intertwined, makes it uniquely challenging to monitor. Thousands of small quakes occur each year, but the recent Teton Fault swarm stood out for its intensity and progression. Decades of investment in monitoring paid off. When the 5.9 quake hit, automated alerts went out, and scientists immediately began mapping aftershocks and modeling scenarios. Real-time data streams to observatories, where every wiggle on the charts is scrutinized. This technology gives us our only warning against the immense power brewing beneath Yellowstone. At a tense and widely anticipated press conference, Dr. Anya Sharma, the scientist in charge at the Yellowstone Volcano Observatory, stepped up to the podium. With the eyes of the nation upon her, she addressed the growing concerns about recent seismic activity in the region. "We're in a period of heightened alert," she stated, her voice steady but grave, underscoring the seriousness of the situation. "The activity along the Teton Fault is unprecedented in the modern record. We have never documented this level of movement and seismic unrest in this area before." While there's currently no sign of an imminent volcanic eruption, Dr. Sharma warned that the risk of a major earthquake is very real and cannot be ignored. The ground is restless, and the potential for a significant seismic event is higher than it has been in decades. Park Superintendent Mike Thompson took the microphone next, emphasizing the risks to both visitors and staff. He explained that a major quake could trigger landslides, rockfalls, and unpredictable changes to hydrothermal areas, including sudden steam explosions or ground collapses, making evacuation nearly impossible if not done in advance. "We made the difficult decision to clear the park now, while it's safe," he said, stressing that the safety of the public and park employees is their top priority. Dr. Robert Smith, a veteran Yellowstone seismologist with decades of experience, added his perspective. "I've never seen the Teton Fault behave this way. The patterns we're observing are unlike anything in the historical record." He explained that the worst-case scenario would be a full-length rupture of the fault, a massive earthquake, potentially reaching a magnitude of 7.5. Its effects on Yellowstone, its hydrothermal features, and the surrounding communities are unknown and could be far-reaching. The message to the public was clear: stay vigilant, review your emergency plans, and make sure your family knows what to do in case of an emergency. For your safety and the safety of first responders, stay out of the park until further notice. Dr. Sharma concluded, "This is not a time for panic, but for vigilance. We urge everyone to remain calm, follow official updates, and be prepared." Our teams are working around the clock, analyzing every piece of data, monitoring seismic signals, and coordinating with emergency services to ensure a rapid response if needed. Updates will continue as the situation evolves, with regular briefings and alerts issued to keep the public informed. For now, the best thing people can do is stay informed, keep emergency supplies ready, and be prepared to act quickly if the situation changes. The mountains are speaking, sending signals deep from within the earth, and scientists are listening carefully to every tremor and rumble. Yellowstone's fate, for now, hangs in the balance, suspended between calm and catastrophe. The world watches, holding its breath, as the story of Yellowstone's restless earth continues to unfold.